How's it going, everybody? Stone here. Today is January 21st of 2023. Haven't made a YouTube video in a while, at least directly related to like the purpose of this channel. The purpose of this channel, once again, is to achieve world peace. Last video I made was over 11 months ago, which, if you do the math, was shortly before Russia invaded Ukraine. So that's kind of an ironic time to start a YouTube channel for achieving world peace. I thought it's a little funny, but regardless. Today, the main discussion is actually my brother. His name is Grady Lambert, and starting in early 2022, he began running across the country. Straight up Forrest Gumping it, right? He started in Oregon, went all the way down the West Coast, past San Francisco, and then started cutting east, and made it all the way to east of Amarillo, Texas. Just for frame of reference, I'm in Stillwater, Oklahoma. It's about a 4.5 hour drive, and unfortunately, he never made it to Oklahoma because in Texas, he was hit head on by a car going about 60 miles per hour. Driver claimed he couldn't see with the sun setting, it was blinding him. Whatever. He got ran over. He was murdered, flat out, by a car. And so the mission, I guess, of this channel is, how do we stop things like that? This is my brother here. You can see, I guess, there, soaking in the rain. He was 32, almost 33. And ironically, he was running in the name of, well, it's not really ironic, but he was running in the pursuit of just compassion. It was literally just, for frontline workers that were impacted during COVID. He was stopping by hospitals, thanking nurses and doctors for everything they've done, because, they've had to endure some pretty crappy treatment these past 2 years. Coming up on 3. And yeah, he was sick of it, quit his job, quit everything, just started running. And I don't know if he really had any plans for what to do after. He wanted to write a book, He has an Instagram page, Run With Me 2022, and Grady Lambert. I'll link him in the description if you want to check him out. And now a part of my mission is to build a sidewalk that goes all the way across the country. I'll just add it to the list if you watch the first video of this channel. Just add it to the list of fun things I want to build. And that way, someone could have a safe journey crossing the country, because apparently you can't do that. And that's not the way of world peace. You should be able to do whatever you want to do without getting murdered. Now, I pulled up some statistics. It's pretty interesting. He was killed in Texas. I mentioned that. Texas has a pretty horrible rating for driving. At least one person, and that's a minimum, right? Just at least one person has been killed in a motor vehicle accident in Texas every day since November 7th of the year 2000. Not 2020, 2000. You can read it right there. There's this whole hashtag in the streak. Unfortunately, on September 27th of 2022, someone wasn't paying attention and they didn't help stop end the streak. I've been dreading making this video. It's not fun to talk about. It sucks. My brother's dead. My parents' son, my cousin's cousins, friend to so many people. And I that reminds me, I want to say thank you to all the people who've reached out these past 4 months, 5 months almost. It's pretty incredible. Just people coming together. He was always trying to raise awareness for his run. He only ever had like 1,000 followers with 5,000 posts on his Instagram. And, unfortunately, his run for compassion only really got any major media attention after he was killed. It takes someone getting murdered for them to make it on the news for compassion. That's ironic. He would have been pissed that was the reason he got his, 60 minutes. I wanted to show his Instagram a little bit. He had a motto, "Stay gold." It's been really cool. A lot of people have been getting tattoos of "Stay gold," myself included, my whole family, friends, total strangers, people who met him for one day, along his run. Pretty cool stuff. And one of my buddies even wrote a song. It's called "Golden Grady." You should go check it out. Shout out to Nico, Buka Bear. And you can see he was visiting hospitals, and he didn't have anything to give him. He just was running to hospitals and saying thank you and making his journey across the country. He loved running, and he died doing what he loved. That's kind of cool. He was just by himself out there running. He started the campaign or the Instagram "Run With Me." The whole thing was kind of have people run with him. And, that would be like a true Forrest Gump. Everyone just stop what you're doing and just go run. And, fuck all the bullshit. All the drama. And, some people would run with them for a couple miles. There was a couple people riding bikes across the country that he met. They rode bikes with him for a while. And, he just was doing what he loved. And he was killed doing it. And it sucks. And it really sucks for me. Because whenever he got to Oklahoma, I live in Edmond and I work in Stillwater. And I was at least going to run. That's about 50 miles. I was going to run that with him. And, now I've been robbed of doing that because of cars. And I'm still going to do it. I don't have PTSD, but walking down a sidewalk next to a busy road is a lot different now. And even just driving down the highway every day, commuting that 50 miles every day sucks, to say the least. I actually got them right here, a little part of them at least. So at some point I'm going to run that 50 miles one of these weekends. I've never ran a marathon, but he was running a marathon almost every day, back to back, during his journey, sometimes more. So the least I can do is, take 2 days out of my time to make that run with him. Just not quite how I would have hoped the run would be. I'll make a update video later, but there will be. He was going to end the run in Hilton Head. It's one of the Carolinas. There's going to be a 5K. There is like a scholarship and stuff. There's a bunch of stuff happening now. I would encourage whoever's in the Carolina area. I'll change the description to give more details on that, but it's going to be sometime this summer of 2023. But it's pretty insane how many people die every year by cars. So in the last decade, 300, I'm just reiterating what you're seeing here, but 370,000 people have died in car-related accidents in the United States alone. And that's just the people dying. There's people who are, become handicapped, breathing out of tubes. This doesn't even include them. There's actually millions of people that their whole lives have been, just ruined because of a car accident. As you can see here, Texas is the worst. I was born in Texas, but quite frankly, fuck you, Texas. It's pretty insane. It is bonkers. So, in my first video, I actually mentioned, getting rid of roads and replacing roads with farmland, and, you could do this whole deal, make public transportation much more of a thing because, the last 10 years, Asian countries have been building thousands and thousands and thousands of miles of railroads, and, the United States doesn't even have a really legitimate railroad that can even go across the country. It's pretty abysmal. But yet we're spending $500 billion on highway and water infrastructure, and that was just in 2014, so I'm sure that number is crazy inflated now. That's nuts. And we're spending all this money, and for what? People are still getting murdered. It's not even a safe mode of transportation. And I won't even get into all the pollution and all that crap. It's just a whole nother thing. Did want to share this. This last Christmas was the first Christmas not celebrating it with my brother. Every year we got new pajamas, and we always have matching pajamas, and it was always a fun tradition doing that. And now I can't. So that sucks, and that's because of cars. Fuck cars. I highly implore you to check out the subreddit r/fuckcars. It's a pretty blood-boiling subreddit, but it will absolutely change your mind about cars. And there's also r/idiots in cars, which is just people, causing car accidents and killing people. It's pretty censored, but, it's just bunch of dumbasses driving, I don't know if you've ever sneezed while driving, but you can't sneeze without closing your eyes, or at least your head will explode if you do, right? If you do it with your eyes open. And how many people are out there just sneezing, and they're driving a multi-thousand pound vehicle going 80 miles per hour with their eyes closed? That's not that's not good, to say the least. I'm gonna try to not make this like a fucking 20-minute video like my other ones, but we're always jumping off stuff. That was another thing we always did together. Can't do that anymore. I don't know. This isn't like really supposed to be like a woe was me. Like obviously I'm sad. Yeah, it sucks. But like more than anything, I'm like pissed off. Because we have like 10 9/11s happening every year in the United States with vehicle accidents, and nothing's really being done about it. The streak in Texas is still happening. At least one person is dying in Texas because of a motor vehicle accident every day. So if you're in Texas, just remember that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I just don't. I need help, I guess. With this whole peace for peace thing and achieving world peace, it's not going to be possible unless all 9 billion people get on board with. I don't even know what. Like I said in the first video, everyone has a different definition of what world peace even means. But we at least have to have the discussion, and yeah, there's like, I personally have my beliefs. You got to have clean water for everyone, housing. Start with the basic amenities. People don't really want to work. I mean, I like working, but not as much as I do, and certainly don't like commuting to work. But yeah. Anyone got any ideas, I guess? Don't really know how to end this. I guess I don't know. Just say thanks again to everyone who's reached out. If you got any ideas, trains are a great idea. But how do you end the streak? So, yeah. Sorry for kind of dragging on. Don't really ever have a script for these, so. My whole infrastructure idea, if you watch video 2, I do have a little bit, I have like a second prototype of that in the works. That'll probably be what my next video is about, but kind of had to get this off my chest before I started working on that other stuff again. But yeah, that's definitely on the list now. Make a pathway from. They'll probably. I mean, for me personally, the goal will be make a pathway, the exact route that my brother was going to run. That is safe. Whether it's elevated away from cars or because like even if you have a pathway away from the highway, you don't know if someone's just gonna not pay attention to the road, veer off the side of the road, and then just murder whoever's on the sidewalk. You know what I mean? Like you don't even have to be in a car to be murdered. He wasn't even driving. He was just running, and he was still killed by cars. So there's a whole logistics issue that has to be solved, but it's definitely on the list. And yeah, sorry, I always forget about this camera. I just kind of have it for production value. It doesn't really serve a purpose. But yeah. Here's pizza. here's the headlight that hit him head on. It was a Ford. Fucking old remodeled Dodge, right? Alright, I gotta end this video at some point. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Drive safe, and stay gold.